Hey everybody, it's Patrick Britz, and here's your SAC Daily Dose for Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. Before I get to the news, let me give a plug in to Geico, one of our newest corporate partners. And fans, you can take a shot at savings and switch to Geico. SAC alumni could save on car insurance with a special discount. Visit geico.com/mydiscount for a free quote today. And we have a link to that alumni discount on our website, and we'll also put it here in the show as well. So just remember, SAC alums can save money on their car insurance through Geico. Now, moving on to the news. Yesterday, the United Soccer Coaches Association released their regional and national rankings, and we have 5 teams ranked in the region on the men's side. Queens University of Charlotte is ranked number 3rd in the region, and they're also our lone team in the national poll. They are number 20 in the national poll. Number 4 in the region is Carson Newman. Number 6 is Lenore-Rhine. Number 8 is Wingate, and number 10 is Mars Hill. So 50% of the 10 teams are from the South Atlantic Conference on the men's side. So let's keep it up, boys, and let's keep going. And I'd like to see 3 or 4 of us get into the national tournament at the end of the season. Moving on to the women's side, on women's soccer, Carson Newman is ranked number 2 regionally, and they're also ranked number 12 in the nation. You may recall last year they were runner-up in the national tournament, so they're having another solid season. They started off the year slow. They started out 0-2, played some really good teams, but have since turned it on and won 6, maybe 7 in a row, and are now ranked 2 in the region. Also ranked in the region is number 8, Lenore-Rhine, and then Wingate is currently number 10. And we have a full slate of soccer action this evening as conference play continues. All of the ranked teams will be in action. Tusculum visits Carson Newman, Wingate visits Catawba, LMU visits Mars Hill, Queens travels to Anderson, and Lenore-Rhine goes to Coker. So good luck to all the teams this evening. In a couple of other sports, we don't have anyone ranked nationally, but Lenore-Rhine is now receiving votes in football. They're having a really good year, turned it around a lot from last year. And Wingate, the only undefeated team in the conference and in the region, is receiving votes in volleyball. I'm not sure how they aren't in the top 25 at this point, but they are receiving votes. The cross-country polls come out later today for the week. Now, Catawba has entered into the esports fray along with 60 other schools in the country, and they just recently hired an esports coordinator. Gid, if I'm saying that correctly, Gid Sasser comes from UNC Charlotte to take over the esports program at Catawba. And an interesting tidbit here, Catawba, he will be reporting to student affairs, and that's kind of the debate that goes on with the esports. Should it be under athletics or should it be under student affairs? So Catawba is housing him under student affairs at this point, so it technically won't be part of their athletics program. I'll get into that a little bit in just a second, but Sasser's experience is pretty impressive. He's got experience as a head coach, a manager, a scout, event coordinator, and a business advisor in both professional and collegiate esports, and also has worked in Europe and Korea. He's got a lifetime record of 142-60, and his skill set includes work with titles such as Overwatch, League of Legends, Rocket League, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and FGC. So he's very well experienced and well knowledgeable in this. So what I would like to hear from you, SAC fans, is because Coker is knee deep into the esports world as well. So to my knowledge, Coker and Catawba are the only SAC institutions who are into this. And as some of you may know, the Peach Belt Conference has had it started as a conference championship last year. It's an actual athletic conference championship. So what I would like to hear from you, you can send it to me via Twitter. I'm at SAC_commish. Send it to me. Should the SAC get more involved in esports? I would love to hear about it because some of our presidents and some of our ADs are talking about it. So I would love to hear from you as the fans. All right, rounding out the news today. I'm not sure a lot of people, at least in our Division II world, have been keeping up with the Alston versus the NCAA case. And it just wrapped up its testimony last week. And this is the case, it's kind of a continuation of the Ed O'Bannon case from 4 years ago. You may recall Ed O'Bannon sued the NCAA for antitrust laws, mainly because his image and likeness was used in EA Sports video games. And he was also working to try to get college athletes paid. He didn't win the lawsuit on the payment side of things, although they did increase from just tuition fees, room and board, and books. That does now go up to cost of attendance. But you may have noticed the last 3-4 years, there hasn't been any EA Sports college football or college basketball games. And that is due to the Ed O'Bannon case. Now, the Alston case is a little bit of a continuation of that, and that's to really get student athletes paid. That's what he is a former running back. I think he was a running back at West Virginia, and he has sued the NCAA along with another women's basketball player, and trying to get the student athletes to be paid across the board. The O'Bannon case really focused on men's basketball and football, but this one would go across the board. Now, the interesting thing on this is part of this lawsuit has already been settled. The NCAA agreed to pay more than $200 million to a group of 40,000 ex-football, men's basketball, and women's basketball players who didn't get paid the cost of attendance before the NCAA rule changed a few years ago. So the NCAA is already out $200 million on this particular situation. So what's unresolved at this point is the claim that the scholarship system itself is against the law as it presently works. So this is a huge deal, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds on this, but there's a lot of good reading material if you want to dive into it and see exactly what's going on. But Judge Wilkin, who also ruled on the O'Bannon case, has heard this case, and we expect her ruling in about 30 days. And it could have some pretty significant impact, obviously, on Division I and the Power 5, but also Division II. So as soon as that ruling is made, we will definitely keep you up to date on it. And but as with anything with the NCAA and big-time government, I kind of call the NCAA big-time government when it comes to college sports. Things move slowly. So even if the case is won by the plaintiffs, it will take some time to make some significant changes. Now, everyone's favorite part of the show, the famous sports quote. And this is in honor of all my friends who are Cubs fans, including my dad, based on last night's tough, heartbreaking loss in the wild card playoff game. This is from Josh Willingham, who is a former big leaguer himself. Losing is losing, and you never get used to it, no matter if you're in high school or college or the big leagues. And I think that rings true, especially after that tough defeat last night by the Cubs. So that's going to do it for me today. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you tweet me on the esports thing. I definitely want to hear your opinion on that. And we'll tune in next. The next installment of the SAC Daily Dose will be this Friday. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye.